Hi guys, Lianne here again with another episode of Seduce Me. I've been away for a while, I had vacation and I did awesome stuff with friends and things like that, but like I said, I'm still having trouble with my illness, so I'm very tired after a day like that, and normally you would just do an episode, have still enough energy, but I just didn't. So now it's a little bit quieter again, and I got some more time, and I'm making time to do the videos because I really missed it. So let's go, let's load this game. I think we were going to the house of the grandfather, but it has been a while. So let's go. Hey Dad. Oh, I didn't like this man, I know that. Here we go. Wait, let's... Okay, I just had to check.
Hey, honey.
Nyeh. Nyeh, 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 nyeh. I get the creeps of this guy. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clenching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him. You're surprised? I mean, he hit you. That man should be bothered. Else, he's even worse of a man than I thought he was, and he's kind of already pretty worse in my book, so... Let's go on. I hope he disappears very quickly. I'm starting to get irritated he hasn't done anything yet.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
You're sorry for the yelling? I think you should be sorry for something else, man. Okay, he's getting on my nerves. No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
Stay calm. ... Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he felt. But I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. Ooh, I hope this man disappears very fast. I turned my head away to look out of the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, we started to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to my grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself. Even at his age, living in such a large house, he has always lived alone. He has a kid and a granddaughter. You know, I don't know if the father has brothers or sisters. They weren't at the funeral, so... Oh, I think it was an aunt something, so maybe yes. So how has he always lived alone? Okay, probably only the last years, but come on, man. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. Now that's really sad. It was strange that he decided on living all alone in this large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. I don't know, girlie. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time, maybe living alone was preferable to that. Oh yeah. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visited to his house where most frequent. Visited. Come on, Lianne. Read the English right. To his house were most frequent when I was a child. And I had grown up long since then. Okay. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was. Happy and healthy. But things change. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So, why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence, until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Yeah. I've been trying my best as of so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
Ooh. Let this car ride please be over. Tut tut tut. With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up in a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked. It's kind of an interrogation, so.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
If that means not being on the road with you, then thank God. Yes, I can manage on my own. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. What? You don't share the same opinions with this man? One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant about grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. I don't think you should bring it up again, because last time you did, he hit you. Ooh, that juice! Why? I don't know. I want to know, but I don't want him to hit me again. He wouldn't, right? I have played this game before. Why is it such a surprise? Okay, I'm gonna I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna try again. Say, Dad, about you and Grandpa.
We are not talking about this.
Okay, I tried. I feel like we should be. Because Grandpa did leave us yesterday. So...
I wouldn't care if he had left even long before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation.
This conversation is over. Over! Okay. As always, you managed to shut down any other form of conversation related to him. It was just like what happened last night. There's one difference though, and I think it's a very good difference. He didn't hit you. I opened my mouth slightly, but I closed it again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could find out anything by somehow arguing my way through it. No, I don't think so. All right then. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I had been to grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting, and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? Yeah. I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, It would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence, like your dad said. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I don't know, girlie. I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you want me to tell at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for answers in a heaven that would or would not exist. I ducked my head to stare at the blur of the trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there at the moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. Yay! We're there! The car rolled to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
All right. Tell Mom I love her.
All right.
I love you, Dad. I'm so irritated, man. Alright, calm down. No, make sure to come by and visit us often. No, I'm gonna miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of goodbye. But he didn't speak again. I sighed. Oh, girlie, of course you sighed. And exited the car. Hearing my dad pop open the trunk, I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. He then drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. Here it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this. It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited them. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidated with this size, though if I came closer it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by something and lovely flowers, giving it a homely and welcoming look, but in contrast the tall door inside the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. That's not good. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took out the key to the front door and unlocked them. And I'm gonna leave the episode here. I had hoped we could have gotten into the house, but it's almost like 15 minutes. I'm recording, so it will be like 12 minutes, 13 minutes episode. And so next time we're actually going to enter the house. I didn't know the car ride would take so long. I also talked a lot in it, not only the dialogues, but just my opinion that the dad is not a very nice man. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode of Seduce Me, where we're finally going into the house. Yeah. Bye bye.